What's going on, everyone? Kaz, Elevate Your Craft here with some MTG Arena, and we're looking to continue our momentum on beginner aspects of Magic the Gathering. I guess I'm just rolling in the episode structure of Journey of a Magic the Gathering beginner right into the stream, but we're going to continue to focus on mulligans and draws. So really trying to recognize our opening hand and see if it's good, if we want to keep it, why it's good, why we want to keep it, why we don't want to keep it. We are still working toward building a sort of a meta, more competitive deck. We're almost there. We have mono red aggro almost complete. We need a few cards still. We need two more Runaway Steamkin, and then a Rekindling Phoenix, and then we have the list that I think was played at a recent event. I think it was a GP, if I'm not mistaken. We do need, I think, a couple sideboard cards too. Let's see. Yeah, we need treasure maps as well. So we're a little farther than we thought initially. So it might even be closer to building the Is It Spells deck. I guess it's Is It Phoenix or Is It Drake's? Looks like it's called. But that one we're pretty close. We would just need 3 Arclight Phoenix, and that's it. So Discovery Dispersal, an interesting addition. Obviously no black mana, so we are not looking to use Dispersal. I think it's really to just smooth out our draws. So anyway, that's what we're doing. We do have an Is It Spells deck that we have been playing. Not quite as good, I don't think. Let me see. I did modify it a bit, so I just want to make sure that I'm aware. Trying out a couple Maximize Velocity, just for the fun of it. Otherwise, we've kept it pretty much the same. Previously, we did throw in a couple Enigma Drakes as a 3-drop. Took out 2 Crackling Drake, put into Enigma Drake. In the sideboard, pretty standard stuff, I would think. We added the Firemind's Research fairly recently, just because great card against control-type matchups, so we're going to see how that ends up working. But again, Journey of an MTG beginner, so that's what we want to focus on, is just getting better at the game. And mulligans and draws. And so what I mean by mulligans and draws is obviously mulligan we can only do at the start of the game when we're looking at our opening hand, just to recognize if we have an opening hand that we want. It's a little bit tough in this format where we're just playing single games, because you don't know what you're up against, and then you have no idea, or sorry, no opportunity to sideboard. So keeping an opening hand that's great against one matchup might be terrible against another, and you're kind of stuck. So this isn't that great. I'm on the draw, which kind of helps, but I mean, if we're up against a slow matchup or something where shock is just really not meaningful, it's kind of tough. I think I want a mulligan. That's okay. Hopefully we hit a blue source, but we have a couple early plays, and then Sarkhan. So we can't do that. We don't have a blue source. Although Essence Scatter would be nice. It looks like we're up against an aggressive matchup. So Sulfur Falls, that's actually good. So that's something that we want to acknowledge in our draws. Okay, we need the blue source. I think I just... Do I leave the shock open, or... I think so. So they're going to attack. I think I just shock. And by how slow I pass the turn, they're probably expecting that. So, I mean, if they don't get a second... Okay, they get the second land out here. Fiery Cannonade is actually really good. Lava Coil... I mean, and that's the advantage of doing that post-combat, is now I take 2 damage instead of the 1 from the Pyromancer. So I don't think I want to Lava Coil. I do want to save that, I think. If we do get a Chain Whirler coming down, or if it's... You know, we get the 4-drop of a Rekindling Phoenix, the Lava Coil is really good. We also have the Fiery Cannonade, so... They didn't play a 3rd land. So that's actually pretty decent. Chemist's Insight doesn't seem too appealing because it's too slow, so I think I'm going to get Sarkhan out here and then plus him and discard the Chemist's Insight. I feel like that's the right thing to do. Now, of course, they can attack Sarkhan, which will divert some of the aggression to me, I presume. But we get to draw a card, and hopefully Sarkhan will survive. So we can discard and then still potentially get value from the Chemist's Insight because of Jumpstart. So I think that's still pretty good. It tells me they have a burn spell, I think, here. So they hit the 3rd land. So they might just go right after me and ignore Sarkhan. Okay, so we can do that. We're at 4. I think we discard. This is risky. I mean, we're pretty vulnerable now. Maybe I should have let them draw some cards. But we will plus Sarkhan, discard the Opt. We get another land. If they risk factor again, we're obviously going to let them draw 3 cards. But playing our Fiery Cannonade on combat is what we're going to look to do here. And then we have the Lava Coil for a potential, you know, Phoenix or something that comes out if they play a 4th land. Okay, so Niv Mizzet, that's pretty good. I mean, we can actually cast it right now. So we have 5 mana. If I use Sarkhan to get 2 more, that gives us 7. So that's only 1 extra mana. So that's not quite good enough to cast Lava Coil and Niv Mizzet. Oh, I feel like I want to Lava Coil this Chain Whirler. Because I don't think they have, I mean, I think they're going to risk factor. And then, I mean, that does leave 4 mana open for them to use. But they have to discard a card. If I can survive... Okay. So I am right on the edge here. I mean, I'm vulnerable to any burn, so this really isn't looking great. So, I mean, if they top deck any sort of burn, which they likely will with a risk factor because I can't take it, or they just draw 2 now, then I'm dead. So maybe I should have been more conscious of just taking damage. Yeah, so there you go. Okay, so lesson learned. I mean, I've got to remember how much burn is in these burn decks. So maybe I just should have taken or let them draw 3 cards. On the play, we have an opt, we have both sources of mana. I mean, maximize velocities doesn't feel great just because there's no creature to target with, but I mean, it's not like we're playing early cheap creatures anyway. I think I'll keep. I'm on the play, so I'll go with an island to play opt. Okay, we'll opt at the end step. We are going to bottom that. Okay, Disdainful Stroke could be pretty useful. I think we shock the Llanowar Elves to constrain their mana and pass the turn. Golgari, so I mean, this is the matchup to beat. Seems like a very popular deck in Standard. So don't have 2 red sources, so we can't cast Sarkhan. We can cast Lava Coil. On the Branch Walker, don't think I will. I think I'll just leave the Branch Walker and take 2. Okay, we'll play this tapped. And pass the turn. The Disdainful Stroke, I think, is pretty good here. We also have Lava Coil as a potential answer to, you know, something big that they throw down. Oh, and I forgot to mention, word of the stream is Ardor, and which means enthusiasm or passion. Hopefully you hear that in my voice, enthusiasm, passion. Word of the stream. So don't forget that. I'm an avid reader, and I keep a vocabulary list of words that I encounter in my various reading endeavors. And if I see them, I don't know what the word means, then I look it up and get the definition, then record it in a list of words that I've collected for a while now. And that's what I'm going to use to kind of fuel that word of the day. And at the very least, hope you actually learn a new word. All right, so my opponent is, I think, AFK. Well, this feels bad. We might get a free turn. Okay, interesting. So let's see, we can play Sarkhan and then leave Disdainful Stroke mana up. I think that's pretty good. All right, well, they are definitely AFK. I think if they get a couple more of these, a couple more turns or periods of, I guess, just being AFK, they just forfeit the match. So we'll see what happens. All right, well, there you go. Kind of feels bad. You never like winning matches like that, but it happens. All right, a little bit of gold. 50 short from a pack, but we should hopefully get one soon. Two new visits in my opening hand. I have 3 of them in the deck, but it always feels like I hit that creature. It's unbelievable. Opt, Beacon Bolt. I mean, it's nice to have it in the hand. And I have a counter spell. I like the Opt. I like the land. I mean, I'll keep it, I think. It's going to hurt if this is an aggressive matchup. Fear God, oh boy. And do we have another AFK? Oh boy, 2 AFKs in a row? Yipes. Well, I don't know that this one's going to last very long. Maybe just got in queue, then left. Don't think this game hasn't been like the League of Legends days where queue was forever and you can get up and do stuff. Oh, but there they are. Okay. Or maybe they're having issues with their internet. Who knows? That's likely the case. I mean, I don't think that they would play the island, you know, be there, and then just go AFK like that again. It's got to be an issue with their internet, maybe. Well, some compelling games so far. Guys, if you haven't yet, check out the past couple streams I did, the VODs. Really cool stuff on jump rope and calisthenics. The last one I did a whole discussion on, let's see, don't think I want that, on jump rope fundamentals. Had a lot of fun doing that. I think there's some really valuable information in there. And then the one prior to that, I did a midsection holds analysis. So all about the progression, video that I created a little while back now, but essentially how I progressed from the jackknife hold all the way to the L sit. So went into some in-depth discussion around that. So check out both of those. I think what I'm going to do is actually edit the video as well to kind of cut out those parts and put them as a standalone video, because they are really cool and I had a lot of fun doing them, and hopefully they contain some valuable information for you. We are having a rough game here as far as presence. Our opponent has disappeared, and so we're on my end step. If they don't respond now, it's likely that they'll just forfeit the match. We are focusing on mulligans and draws. Right now, I mean, my next draw, I think I have no clue what's going on in this matchup. So it's tough to say, but you know, I had a three mana counterspell. I had a Disdainful Stroke, which was pretty good. I had the Niv Mizzet. You know, maybe a removal spell would have been decent. Okay, so we do get a pack. That's nice. And we're one away from a rare wild card, so that's good. Issue is the Is It Spells deck. All I need are 3 Arclight Phoenixes, but they are mythics. So I'm just going to try and get them out of the packs until I can build a mythic wild card. In the meantime, we can get a Runaway Steamkin. Hey, there we go, and there's a mythic rare wild card. All right, so we can actually get a Runaway Steamkin and an Arclight Phoenix. That's great. And now we're working on a mythic rare wild card. So that's great. So, Is It Spells? We need an Arclight Phoenix. Okay, and then we can get Save and Exit. Was there 61? Oh, 58. Okay, yeah, we're just filling in for the Phoenixes. All right, and then I'll go to Mono Red Aggro, and we'll get a Runaway Steamkin. All right, so we're getting closer to the main board. We need one more Runaway Steamkin. And then we'll need 4 treasure maps. So that's going to take a little bit. I think from now on, what I'll maybe do is open... Is treasure map Ixalan? Yes. Ixalan. Okay, so maybe I open rivals, or sorry, our Ixalan packs. But again, they're rare, so we can build toward them. I think, I mean, it's 1 in 30 packs where you pull a mythic. So really, it's, you know, I'm not going to hit another 30 packs for a little while for the mythic. Okay, so let's keep going. Mulligans and draws, mulligans and draws. That's the beginner aspects that we're focusing on. And heck, I don't even think they're ever only beginner. I mean, mulligans and draws are something that I think you're always improving on, even if you have a lot of experience. 2 opts, a lava coil. We have both our mana and an Enigma Drake. I think this is pretty decent. Perhaps a little slower than I'd like, but Vengeful Dead. All right, so maybe it's a Golgari matchup to fit the theme, and they've even got Liliana there as their... Oh, okay, Boros. Crackling Drake. I think that's a little too slow right now. We're going to want to hit shocks. Lava coils, things like that. Essence Scatter is really good. It could be Boros Angels, I'm not quite sure, but we are going to leave the mana up. Oh, okay. Jeskai. So control, I mean the shock in this case is not going to do anything. Main board, I'm not 100. I think it's just 4 Teferis in Jeskai control, so I don't think the shock's going to do anything. Chemist's Insight, that's pretty good. This will be a slower game, so... the Enigma Drake, it'll be a 2/4. I mean, at this point, they'll have Justice Strike, but it won't be able to kill the Enigma Drake. And will they be able to counter it? I don't know that they play Essence Scatter, so I think I'd give it a shot. Because they don't have mana for Sinister Sabotage. So, we'll see. Okay, so they paid, or they shocked themselves there, so either they're just kind of posturing for a Sinister Sabotage, but I think there's a really good chance that they have it, so... And I think we end. And then if they do anything, we can maybe respond with a Chemist's Insight. Yep, that's fine. I don't want to respond now with a Chemist's Insight and just tap myself out. I would really like, I think on my next draws, Dive Down or Counter Spells to protect my Niv Mizzet eventually. There's no negates in the main board, so I need... Well, let's see if they let this through. Expansion Explosion is a good card in this matchup. We'll go to combat. I think we want to keep the Enigma Drake here if we can. I mean, Justice Strike won't work against it. While it's a 3/4, so the longer we can wait, the better. But I mean, we're gonna just have to cast instants and sorceries anyway, so maybe they're looking for land. I imagine Teferi's gonna come out. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, well, we don't have 3 red sources, so we couldn't cast Niv Mizzet anyway. I mean, they're probably just waiting for me to cast it. Do I counter this? I mean, they have the magic or the mana up. Search is a really good card. I'll try and counter it. We can expansion. Crackling Drake. I don't think so. I want to put that in the graveyard. So Enigma Drake's a 4/4 now. It's probably going to get Justice Stricken. Yep. Okay. Yep, resolve. Okay, we'll end. So maybe I should have kept the Crackling Drake. So that's something interesting there. Really paying attention to how your graveyard will affect the board, you know, in its current state. Another Lava Coil. So these are kind of useless. That'll leave 3 mana open. I discard a Lava Coil. So they're missing lands. I believe that, yeah, because they hit 5 mana last turn. So that puts us at 8. So they use the Justice Strike on the Enigma Drake. Maybe they don't have one for Niv Mizzet. So let's try and play him. I mean, I have another one in my hand. And it'll force them to use perhaps another Justice Strike, and then maybe the third one that I play survives for a couple turns, and then I can get some advantage. But I think there's 2 Justice Strikes in the main deck. Six. It's only a 1/1, so that wouldn't do anything. Okay, resolve. That's at sorcery speed, right? Okay. I mean, they still haven't hit a land. think I pay 2. I mean, we're not under any pressure here. And they have mana open for Justice Strike, so I mean, let's make them have it. And Justice Strike. I mean, if I maximize velocity, I don't think I do it. I mean, they probably have it. Okay, maybe not. So do I cast Sarkhan? I think while they're tapped out, maybe I do. Discard Lava Coil. So we are tapped out now. The shields are down. And they get a land. So getting my dive down, I think, would be really good on this next draw. Counter magic, specifically Sinister Sabotage, would be great. And they have another Beacon Bolts. So I think that's all of our Niv Mizzets. 1, 2. Oh, okay, we have one more. I thought maybe that was the previous game where I discarded one early on. Essence Scatter, I really don't think is going to be a factor here. But we'll go with the land. And so we draw another Essence Scatter. Excellent. I'd be very surprised if I didn't see Teferi. 5, 7, 9, 10. Okay. So we can Beacon Bolt. Or we do 5 damage to the Niv Mizzet, 5, 7, 9, 10, and then draw 5 cards. That's pretty good too. We have 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 9. So I can make it actually 6. Because they're pretty much tapped out. And they conceded. Interesting. Okay, I mean, I guess that's a pretty powerful move. Drawing 6 cards. Yeah, 100 gold, a pack, I'll take it. Give me what I need, give me what I need. A rare wild card, awesome. Okay. So we have all the Runaway Steamkins now, and we can actually play the Mono Red Aggro deck. It's not like we're sideboarding anyway. Oh wait, cancel. 59 of, oh, I need the Rekindling Phoenix. I mean, do I just want to play with one? I think an aggressive deck like this would be great to play in these just single matchups. Because a lot of matchups, I don't know if a lot of them, I think they have to sideboard for mono red strategies. So maybe I just throw like a demanding dragon in or something for the heck of it. Let's do it. All right, so it'll be interesting to kind of experience the interaction between Steamkin and Experimental Frenzy. I've never played with these cards, so. Two Experimental Frenzy. We don't have a Wizard for the Wizard's Lightning, but we have a 1 and 2 drop. I don't know, this isn't the best. But if we can hit our lands, I mean, let's try it. At this point, I have no experience with the deck, so, but I can kind of, I think, tell. I do have experience with last standard formats, mono red, and black red aggro, so. But it's about the curve too, you know, how things smooth out. And another Wizard's Lightning that's not great. So it's really nice being on the play in these matchups. Okay, my opponent is going to opt 0 top, so maybe they don't want more land. So we really need a mountain here. Then we can maybe throw some burn at them. Or, yipes. This is not great. So we will end our turn. So this could potentially be really bad. Yep. Okay, so they left the 2 on top and then drew a card. Yep. All right, so there's a mountain. That's good. So we can just cast the Chain Whirler. I think we attack with the Firebrand here. If they block, then we Chain Whirler. And that will get rid of the Electromancer. I mean, if they kind of feel it out, they'll know what I'm doing. They won't do that, so. Yep, and I guess they saw it, so. So that's the second spell and the third spell. So they're going to bring back the Arclight Phoenix. Okay, so that's good. We can attack with the Chain Whirler. And and then maybe Wizard's Lightning. Okay, so what should I have done there differently? Maybe Wizard's Lightning the Phoenix first? But it's nice just throwing the burn at them too. Or throw the Wizard's Lightning at the Electromancer, which I think is important to take out. Okay, so I think we do... They have 1 mana up. So I don't think they main board negate, or like maybe they have a spell pierce, but I will be able to pay for it, so let's do this. Yep. Okay. So we do this first. Then the Experimental Frenzy. It's a land. We've played our land. Okay, maybe we haven't. We could do another Fanatical Firebrand, but, well, I mean, we might as well. It's got haste. Then we can attack with the Chain Whirler. And the Lava Runner, or just the Chain Whirler, and then sacrifice both Fanatical Firebrands if they block. So we will go to combat. But they have some mana open, so... Okay, and we have a Wizard, so this Wizard's Lightning could be quite good for us. So maybe I should have left that 1 mana open for the Wizard's Lightning. That could have been better, because then I sack both the Firebrands, target the Enigma Drake, and then cast Wizard's Lightning on said Enigma Drake. Oh boy. Okay, so land. I mean, they have a lot of damage in the air, so we do have to worry about that a little bit. If I attack with the Goblin Chain Whirler, it's 4 to destroy it. I have another Experimental Frenzy, so let's destroy it. Then we can Do that. And then Wizard's Lightning. Then I can go into combat. Attack. Okay. We're getting a land, so we'll have 8 lands. Okay, resolve. Play the land, and then the Experimental Frenzy, then we'll have 4. That's 2 spells. Okay, that's 3. So they're going to get a couple, I think, of... Wow, so they can do a lot of damage right now. 8, that's 14 damage. But I think they need to keep 1. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, that's unfortunate. So I think we are dead here. Yeah. Good night. Yay. Couple Fanatical Firebrands, a Shock, Phoenix. I mean, on the okay. I mean, on the draw, this never really feels great. So I think we do this. Like, I think it's better to just shock this. Next turn, we play 2 Fanatical Firebrands. A 3rd Fanatical Firebrand, wow. Okay. I'll end. Keep that mana up. Then next turn I can play 2 Fanatical Firebrands. And then, depending on whether they get the counter, Assassin's Trophy, okay? So you're going to keep that on top. That destroys, right? Yeah, okay. We're going to bin that. All right. So now we can shock. Three, play 2 of these guys. Three of our 4 Fanatical Firebrands in the first 3 turns. All right, so they bin the Assassin's Trophy. I think we just play the Phoenix and pass the turn. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. No blockers. Okay. A land. And another land. Wow. Okay, I think we're just looking to leave the G2 Lava Runner back. And just pressure here with the Phoenix. I mean, if they can't deal with it, then they can't deal with it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Well, any burn would be good. Experimental Frenzy would be helpful. Okay, and they've conceded, so they just weren't able to deal with the Rekindling Phoenix, and we got it. Awesome. Okay, so can't forget mulligans and draws. So that's, I mean, I think we're getting better now at just asking ourselves these questions consistently. Okay, well, a lot of one drops. We're on the play, so I guess that's not too bad. And if we're facing an aggressive matchup, a mirror, perhaps, we have a couple shocks. Let's see. We could play this and then shock our opponent. Get one instant in the graveyard. Yep. Okay, that's something to consider. We'll shock the Branch Walker. That'll become a 2/2, and then we enter combat. And if they play, I mean, they need, I think it was 2 black sources for the Izareth. I don't know. But I suspect the Jade Light Ranger. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good, I guess. Ravenous Chupacabra, perhaps now. Vraska's Contempt, maybe even. Okay, they're going to gain 4 life, so that is a good thing for them. Yep. Okay, I don't know if we're going to be able to get over the top here. I can sack the Firebrand to take out the Knight of Autumn, get in for 2, and then another 3. Whatever, let's do it. Doesn't feel great. We might just fizzle out here as they... if they have a Golgari Fine-Broker... Okay, they're getting that to their hand. So they're going to play another Knight of Autumn next, okay, or this turn. Yep. Okay. So land central, Jade Light Ranger's going to come out. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to get over the top here. This is going to be a tough one. We need something like a Phoenix. Yep. Experimental Frenzy would be good. Okay, more and more lands. Awesome. Oh, that Demanding Dragon. Might happen. No blockers. Okay. So really the Demanding Dragon or... Or, I think we want to take that out. Or the Rekindling Phoenix. I guess that's our only hope. Do we block? We're taking 6. Okay. They'll bin that one. Okay, we're going to concede. They just had everything. Everything that they needed. And another one. Okay, we're on the draw. Okay. Celestia. So this Fanatical Firebrand is going to become less useful very quickly. Once they play Amara here. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. Oh, another tap land. Okay. So do we get some damage in while we can? Chain Whirler could be interesting to hold here. I am going to hold it, because I think it can be effective once they play. If this Jade Light Ranger doesn't hit, okay, and it does. Ooh. Another Chain Whirler. Okay, guess that's really all we can do. And if they play Amara next turn, actually, I don't know, is it 5? Okay. Yep, resolve. Okay. Oh, they're not attacking. Interesting. Three, 5. So if we play that, I don't really want to cast the Chain Whirler yet. I've got to save it for that Amara Thousand-Eyed. I just don't remember the CMC. Or Amara Thousand-Eyed. Izona, I think it is, something like that. No blockers. Izoni, there it is. Okay. And then perhaps, do I take out the Chupacabra? I mean, they do have the Vraska's Contempt, so it's not great. And another Chupacabra, so. Oh boy, this is so hard. 3, 4 mana, so that'll leave 1 mana. That gives us a land. We play the land, and then maybe a Lightning Strike or a Shock. That could be pretty useful. And then we can also... What do we take out here? The Jade Light Ranger or the Izoni? Or Izani? I mean, I don't like the activated ability. The land is good. That's good. This is ridiculous. This card. Wow. That is absolutely crazy. They have the Vraska's Contempt, so I mean, I can't really do anything with the mana if I take it off. Actually, it's 4. No, that does 3, right? Yeah, so I can't do anything. This is absolutely ludicrous. Wow. Okay. I think I need to get in here. I'll lose 1 to the Jade Light Ranger. If they're willing to trade. Okay, that's a pretty good card for them. So we can play the Phoenix. Jade Light Ranger. Do we use this on them? No, that's the question. This Experimental Frenzy is ridiculous. Like, that is just craziness. Holy. It just feels like you're cheating. That is so crazy. Wow. Savage Stomp. That's what that was, friends. That was a Savage Stomp. Unreal. Unreal. I wonder where the competitive play went. Okay, on the draw, this is pretty decent. I think. So I'm just taking some notes here as to the deck. Okay, so, oh, Lightning Strike, interesting. Okay. That's blue-black. Won't be any, it'll just be Thought Erasures and Duress until, you know, Nicol Bolas comes out. I think we do this, because next turn we'll have the 3rd land, then we play the Pyromancer and the Shock, so the Steamkin will become a 3/3. So, they're already at 9. This is crazy. 4th land, maybe Nicol Bolas comes out. That's fine. So I think we discard. What do we discard? I think we do the Frenzy. I might have made a big mistake here. If they block, then we can... Okay, no, I guess you can't... maybe they have another Nicol Bolas. I was thinking maybe you can activate the ability of the Runaway Steamkin, but I guess not. Okay. So they cast the Chain Whirler, takes out our Pyromancer. We really just need some sort of burn, I guess, to take out the Chain Whirler. I have First Strike. Does this thing? Okay, those will trade. No attackers. And so I don't think they just realized that the Chain Whirler had First Strike. So we have 6 power. They block the Chain Whirler. They take 3. Okay. I'm expecting them to block the Chain Whirler. They'll trade. And then if they just hit air, then I can hopefully maybe hit another Firebrand. Okay. Because I could sack it to bring down to 1, but if I hit any shocks, lightning strikes, anything like that, that would have helped. Okay, another 50 gold. All right. And I shall return in just a second. Yes, just 1 second. All right. And we are back at it. Okay. So this seems like a pretty, well, hey, it's mono red aggro, but Experimental Frenzy is just madness. So we'll look for, like what I want to look for now and discover is just what this deck wants to do. And obviously it wants to be aggressive, but, you know, Experimental Frenzy, when do you play it? When do you have to blow it up? You know, having Runaway Steamkin, this is a really good hand. In your opening hand, I think is great. Being able to curve into Chain Whirler and then perhaps Experimental Frenzy. Maybe having less burn in your opening hand is great because then the Experimental Frenzy sort of just allows you to draw it. So look for and then as you just cast those burn spells, as you just keep going, so they have white-red mana up, maybe Justice Strike. So maybe I should have tried for the, well, it's alive, but I kind of want to capitalize. Okay, well, blocking here won't do anything. Chain Whirler or Pyromancer. I mean, that'll be a 3/3. You can block the Tajik with Pyromancer. And then the, I mean, I don't have a 1-mana spell. It'd be nice to have a shock or something. You'll still get value off the Pyromancer. So we want to block, well, if they don't tap any mana, then Tajik will have first strike, which is a bit scary. So maybe I didn't consider that quick enough. Okay, that's a pretty good card. Okay, fair enough. 4 experimental frenzies in hand. This isn't good. Well, I mean, if we can get experimental frenzy down and then have nothing but experimental frenzies in hand, that's not too bad. But this is hilarious. Okay. So I think ideally we draw a land and then play the experiment. Oh, we'll only have 1 mana open anyway. I mean, I really don't know how we're going to be able to deal with this. So that's no good. Okay, we just lose. Drawing 4 experimental frenzies kind of hurt. Kind of, just a little bit. Maybe there should be only 3 of them in the deck. I'm going to actually try that. I don't know that there should be 4. What would be... I mean, is there anything that good that would go in its place? I mean, it would be nice to actually put in treasure map. That would be really nice. Don't want that. I mean, maybe a risk factor. Siege Gang Commander is pretty good. Let's do it. Why not? Okay, we're on the draw. We have some early removal. We have a 1-drop. I think this is pretty good. Hitting our land is obviously important. But we're on the draw. We have a 1-drop. Do I want to take that out? I think so. Because I have things that target things. A lot of things that target things. And okay. Not the worst. I'd rather take that to the Lava Runner than the Chain Whirler. Blue-white. Okay, so this is, I guess, a blue-white. Whoa, that's different. Okay. Whoa, so they have legendary creatures. So they must have maybe Zahid, not Zahid. Yeah, Zahid. Well, they're tapped out, so. Damage. I think I've got to watch out maybe, not yet, they don't have 2 white sources, but maybe Settle the Wreckage, Seal Away. Okay, so they leave their mana open right now. Okay, fair enough. So that's kind of scary for them. So they have blue, white. Okay. So I know I'm getting in for 5. They can't deal with this, then GG. Oh, they're looking at that. That's not good. Maybe they have a legendary creature in hand. And no, they do not. All right, we have another win, friends. Do not forget, our word of the stream is Ardor, which means enthusiasm or passion. He spoke about tree animals with ardor. That's a example of it in a sentence that I just thought of completely off the top of my head. Wanted Scoundrels. When Wanted Scoundrels dies, target opponent creates 2 colorless. Okay. I have not seen that card. So Demanding Dragon did work. Did work. Love it. And the one of in the deck managed to draw it. Cleansing Nova is just not a card that I think of. Haven't seen it enough to really have it on my radar. Playing mostly Izzet and Golgari matchups. I just see those everywhere. This could be pretty good. We do that. Guess we'll play the Lava Runner. If we're in a mirror, we have a shock maybe to get rid of their creature. Is it? Okay, next turn we'll have 3 mana. We can cast the Runaway Steamkin and the Shock. So they're up 2 mana and a 3rd Runaway Steamkin. Okay, so if they scatter this, I think we play this now. That way we get the counter on Runaway Steamkin. That gets countered, and then we have the Shock. Yep, that's fine. Okay, we'll resolve. And I have another Runaway Steamkin too. So we'll get in for 4 damage. So I'm thinking Runaway Steamkin is just, you really want to see that in your opening hand all the time. Okay, goodbye. This isn't good. Good. This isn't good. We don't have a 4th land. We have just got control, so we're going to see a lot of... Okay, there's the 4th land. That means we can't play the Demanding Dragon. We will not attack. So maybe I shouldn't have played that. Maybe I should have... well, I mean, we wouldn't have drawn the land, right? So then we just delay a turn. They're probably debating whether they attack. Okay, so this is decent. I mean, we're going to get... Oh, yeah, we can't play that. So we get a 1-drop. The Steamkin will be a 3/3. And the Siege Gang Commander is no dice. So that's not really that great. So they have something in their hand. And by something, I mean a counterspell, or they were just debating on whether they... So I'm hoping there's a land on top. Okay, that's not good. So we can destroy this. But then we'll only have one land left, or one mana left. And then we can't really do anything. However, I think we want these 5 drops, so... No attackers. So we're going to get a land. We'll have 6. And that's if we can get them out, right? I mean, they have a lot of mana. So we're at 6, right? So maybe we try for the... What do we want more? Between the Demanding Dragon and the Siege Gang Commander. I think we try for the Siege Gang Commander and then hope we can get out. They have a counter for sure. I just don't know exactly what it is, obviously, but I think we go for that first so we can draw it out. Yeah, that's if I take it off. So combat. Did I not have enough? I had 1 plus the 3, didn't I? Yeah, I have 2. Okay. I'm like, where's my mana? Where do I go for it? I'm like, I think I have some floating. I mean, they could be lethal now, though, anyway, so I don't think it matters. Yeah. So it's lethal anyway. Oh, that's too bad. We would have had it, I think. GG. So I think I have to be a little more careful on when or on casting Experimental Frenzy. On the draw yet again. This isn't a great hand on the draw, I think. I mean, I guess it really just depends on the matchup, I guess, but we'll have a good curve, and then hopefully we can just play Experimental Frenzy, and then... Okay, so it looks like we're going to have a mirror here. I mean, if he wants to pump it, that's fine. Okay, do this. I think we saved the shock. I mean, actually, because 3-drop, I mean, I don't know if the shock's going to be effective, really, going forward. So... you know what, it could have been if once I play the Chain Whirler, and then I could shock some the opposing Chain Whirler potentially. So that could have been a line that I wanted to take. And they used the Fight with Fire on the Lava Runner, which I'm okay with. And now we're kind of here again where, I mean... think I want to get this Steamkin down. Combat. I think combat was the right thing to do. Okay. I'm hoping to draw land here. Okay, we'll get this in play. And then now, I mean, if we draw land, we play it, and then play Experimental Frenzy. I don't think I block. I think they have a Lightning Strike. Okay, a Chain Whirler. Those will trade. I think I just want to attack with the Demanding Dragon. Gonna draw a Steamkin. That's actually pretty good. Because at this point, yeah, I'll block. Okay, that's good. Now we just hope it's not another land. All right, so I think we got it here. All right, awesome. Hello, stranger. If you're there, say hello. This deck is really interesting. I'm just getting used to Experimental Frenzy here, which just feels like cheating, in all honesty. So look for Steamkin in opening hand. And I don't know if the stream went down. Don't think so. Maybe the game just DC'd. Anywho, we have a pack here. Let's open it. We're working on a mythic rare, which is sweet. We need one more Phoenix. All right, that's a little underwhelming. But we're working on we're playing with a slightly different mono red aggro deck. We need, oh, hey man, what's going on? Thanks, buddy. How are the levels? Okay, so we're on the draw again. I think that's 5 games in a row. We have a 1-drop, a 2-drop, and then a 5-drop. This could be underwhelming in a mirror, but we'll keep. All right, tap land, a little bit slower for them. And no, it's a black source, that's all right. Cool. Now that's one tough thing, is kind of just getting an idea of what good levels are, and if you're not like you know, too low or way too loud. Guess we'll just play that. I was playing 7th Guest the other day, and the game's so old that you can't actually adjust to the in-game volume, and it was so loud on the recording. So what I'm just trying to do is just record first and then see what the levels are like, and then base it off that. But I think with that game, I just have to turn the kind of the computer volume down and then leave my mic where it is, and then hope that works. Okay, so Thorn Lieutenant is tough to deal with. What do we do? On 3, we don't have a Chain Whirler. That probably wouldn't do anything anyway. We don't have a Wizard. Oh, yeah. Yes. I have to do that. I totally forgot. All right. And we hit a land. That's pretty good. I am going to do that, man. I totally forgot about that game. I actually have a computer to play it, and I forgot. Okay, so I think we play the Steamkin and then the Fanatical Firebrand to get the triggers. That'll be a 3/3. But do we attack? I think we attack with the 3/3. And then if they double block, I hope I didn't miss it. Okay, and they're not going to block. All right, so next turn, will it be at 4 mana? We can maybe take out the Thorn Lieutenant, but then they'll get the trigger, the 1/1, which isn't a huge deal. We'll get another trigger on the Steamkins. I won't block. I don't feel too pressured. And then they'll probably, unless they're stuck on land, then they'll probably play a creature here. Okay, there's the 4th land, and then Shalai, of course. Okay. That is going to be tough to deal with. Unless, I mean, we have no lava coils here. What we can do is maybe sack the Firebrands and then Wizard's Lightning. Oh, that's a good call. Maybe that'll be a better time to do it. Then I can maybe get a couple games instead of just 7. But thanks for reminding me about 7. I totally forgot. Then I can freak myself out. It might be a little embarrassing though, being all freaked out. I think we have to do this. Sack a Firebrand and then hit Shalai. Get the counters. And we're in good shape. I think I don't want to take out the mana. I'll attack with both Steamkins. Leave the Firebrand back. Man, it'll be brutal. I could barely make it through Outlast. I don't know how I'll do Res 7. Maybe I do. Play that, get another counter on the Steamkin, do 2 more damage, and then we'll have a chump blocker. Actually, oh, this is good. Oh. Oh, no, that's not good. Oh, that's good. That's real good. Man, you have to. There's, well, I don't know, it is a little torturous. But you watched the playthrough, didn't you? I've actually done pretty well with not watching the Res 7 playthroughs. Although I did just watch an Alien Isolation playthrough. The guy did like, he didn't die once. He did it on the hardest difficulty. And he didn't save once. It was insane. But that game also freaked me out. Even to this day, I still think it's probably top 3 games I've ever played. Alien Isolation. Okay, so they conceded. That was ridiculous. Steamkin is an insane card. So, I guess gotta watch the mana. That Steamkin can provide. And it's even harder tabletop because this just keeps track of everything for you. All right, 150 gold away from another pack. This grind is brutal, but oh, thanks, man. I really do appreciate it. I really do. That's awesome. How's Red Dead 2? Okay, so this is fairly decent. I mean, we're on the draw again. But we have a 1-drop, we have a 2-drop, 2 2-drops, and then a chain whirler. So this is pretty decent. I'll keep. Mulligans and draws today, that's what it's all about. Looks like we are up against, well, it could be Mirror, it could be Izzet. And then they probably kept the red up for shock or something like that. Okay, so no, it is a mirror match. I didn't even play the first one, but I heard it was awesome. It'd be cool to check that one out too. All right, so we have a wizard, so we can Wizard's Lightning. Doesn't feel like a great use of our mana though. I think we can play the Steamkin now and then take advantage of the red spells that we cast later. If it survives, I mean. Do they want to trade? I don't think I'll attack. Okay, so there's their Steamkin. They're going to shock mine. So fortunately, we still have our wizard. Do I want to trade? Next turn we'll have 3, but I probably want to cast the Chain Whirler. No, I don't think I will. I think I might do the Pyromancer and then the Wizard's Lightning to take out their Steamkin. And then I'll have, no, I won't have 2/2 on the Lava Runner. So we'll do that. We'll get some value out of the Pyromancer. And then we'll shock here. We won't Wizard's Lightning. I really wish I did have another instant or sorcery in the graveyard though, but hopefully they just don't have like a Rekindling Phoenix or something we can't deal with. At this point, I think I will trade, or at least block. Okay, so they just tried to bluff us on that. We can bring out the Chain Whirler and Wizard's Lightning to put another instant in the graveyard. Although I think I might keep the Wizard's Lightning. I'll respond, burn them, give the Lava Runner another point of power, and then attack. Maybe they just draw air. Is it like, is Red Dead like GTA, but in Western setting and that kind of thing? Okay, we get a Lightning Strike. Do we, I mean, I guess we do play the mountain, whatever. I mean, we're both kind of pulling off the top right now. Are they gonna, they probably won't. I mean, they're at 9 life total, so I think we don't play the land right now, go to combat. They'll probably take the 2 damage and then play the land. We can go. Oh no, they drew the Frenzy. That's not good for us. So we really need to... Alright, so they have Lava Coil main board. Did GTA just die? I haven't heard anything about that series in so long. I stopped playing it at 4, I think. The GTA series. Maybe Red Dead took over. Alright, so this is why this card's insane. Alright, we draw Wizard's Lightning. I'm hoping that they just draw something they could use into their hand and then just have a land off the top or something. 2 lands off the top. But I can Wizard's Lightning the Steamkin because right now they're 1 short of lethal. So I think we need to take the Steamkin out and then just hope for the best. Oh, it's online. Okay, that makes sense. I guess that is a great game to do that with. Okay, so we're done here. And that, my friends, is why Experimental Frenzy is an insane card. It was really just a matter of who draws it first. Okay, so take note of that. Experimental Frenzy is an insane card. It is crucial in the mirror match. All right, 150 gold away from a pack. The torture, the grind of trying to get cards. Playing 7th Guest was hilarious though. Game from like 1991, but they keep updating the I don't know whether it's like the software associated with it or something, so it's actually pretty smooth to play. And maybe we can enlighten the younger generation of one of the first ever CD-ROM games. Okay, this hand isn't ideal, and the one time I'm on the play, I get a brutal hand. So I think I have to mulligatani this. This is a bit better. All right, so we'll keep the 3rd land. I think's pretty good. Maybe, yeah, I think we'll keep the land on top. They were supposed to release the sequel, The Seventh Guest. What was it called? The 13th Doll, I think it's called, on Halloween, just last week. I haven't actually looked into it, but apparently it was a Kickstarter that was actually very successful, and they were funded to make a sequel, which is crazy. The lightning strike might be useful here to get rid of like Jade Light Rangers and that kind of thing. So I think we just go to combat, attack, and then play another D2 Lava Runner. Turn 3, hopefully we draw maybe like a Chain Whirler. I don't know if the Seventh Guest series could generate Lambos for days, but hey, maybe. It's got a cult following somewhere of, 30 and 40-year-olds. All right, so we pretty much have to lightning strike this Wild Growth Walker. Yeah, I don't know too much about Kickstarter. Yeah, and they're just looking for something to invest in. Well, I mean, I think it was, what do they call it? Trilobite, the company that made Guest and 11th Hour. The 11th Hour is technically the sequel to 7th Guest, but they made it so difficult that it essentially just failed. And it was. It's insanely hard. Good. Okay, they've given me the GG. What are they casting? Like, oh boy. Well, wait till I rip a 5th land off the top and cast the Demanding Dragon. We'll see. Yeah, that's true. Especially compared to games now. I mean, they don't really have a set thing to do. If they're open worlds, they're not linear anymore, mostly. And there's really no start or end point, or like even midpoint or anything. And I guess NES was, well, there was Atari and all those other. What's scheduled? Ouch. Well, hopefully this Demanding Dragon can just take us. They have 27 life. Oh my goodness. Okay, so they're giving me another good game, so they're doing the good old GG taunt. So they maybe hit a Chupacabra that they'll destroy my Demanding Dragon with. Oh, 13th Doll, okay. And there's Vraska, awesome. Late 18, oh, okay. So I guess it just kept getting pushed. I wondered, like, I hope it's good. That's the thing. I don't want it to be a sequel that's just completely terrible and then it ruins the whole series. I will trade, sure. That was like The Shining. I mean, like The Seventh Guest is The Shining for computer games for me. And when Stephen King wrote the sequel, I was so worried that he was gonna butcher it, and then I don't know, something would happen where I didn't like the series as much anymore, or The Shining as much anymore. Oh boy, Golgari Fine Broker. Okay, I need to hit my... I mean, even if I hit, and there's another GG. Oh my god, these counters. Even if I hit the Phoenix, I mean, they'll just Assassin's Trophy it, or Vraska's Contempt it into Oblivion. That's good. I think they'd have to. Because I feel like the people that would fund it would actually like really care. 34, all right, we're gonna concede this one. This is just, at this point, a waste of time. Good game. Defonolosa. Yeah, they would care, I think, too much. I wonder if it ends up being like garbage, or any project ends up being garbage if they can, if the people that funded it can dispute it or something like that. Ouch. That'd be brutal if you found out like you kickstart some project and then the owner becomes a criminal or something like that, and then you get associated with it. Yeah, I guess that's it, right? A donation. Donation's a donation. Okay, so if we can hit a land, I think we're pretty good here. We're on the draw, so that the chance of that is better. And we're up against a mountain. Okay, so it could be a mirror match. No one drop for them though, so. Or it could be, is it? And it is it? So it's probably the Arclight Phoenix, is it spells deck. Which I think we can deal with. Okay, shock, not a great draw. Okay, Runaway Steamkin, and we do have a third land for the Chain Whirler, so I think we're in decent shape. At 3 mana, if they have a blue source, we've got to watch out for counter magic, especially if they leave their mana open. Okay, our Steamkin's going to get Lava Coiled, but I guess that's not so bad because we do have a couple Chain Whirlers coming out. Man, I'm so glad you reminded me of Resident Evil 7. I'm pumped now. Okay, we're at 4 land. We can attack. I mean, they have 1 mana up, so they can't really do too much. Yeah, that's a good call. So we'll go into combat, attack. Don't see any response. And okay, they've conceded. Awesome. Yeah, I'll do that. It's been so long since I've actually used Steam. I mean, mostly because I couldn't play a lot of the games I bought on Mac OS. All right, 3 more wins. We're going to get the pack and then probably not get the card we need. Feels bad. Base game. Is there like DLC for 7? Man, DLC. I don't know. I feel like there's too much DLC. Oh. It's crazy that we even say base game. Like, it should just be the game. But I mean, at the same time, it's cool that you can add stuff to games now and modify them, but then they just release unfinished games. Yeah, exactly. Okay, we are in a Boros matchup, so these lava runners and firebrands are probably going to be a lot less effective as the game goes on. So I think what we're going to do is get the value out of Pyromancer while we can. And then next turn, if we don't draw a 3-drop, we cast the Lava Runner and the Lightning Strike. And that way we use the mana efficiently and then get an instant in the graveyard for the Lava Runner. Okay, yeah, so the the Lightning Strike idea, actually we probably do the Pyromancer now, since that was our draw. Oh no, what am I talking about? We can't, because it's not a Wizard's Lightning. Okay, so we'll go with the Lightning Strike on the Steamkin. Oh, it probably would have been better to sack the Firebrand instead. Ah, well, what can you do? We hope we hit the 4th land, then cast Phoenix. I did not hear anything. I haven't paid any attention to Diablo since, I don't even know. I watched the presentation they did for the Necromancer expansion and was pretty underwhelmed, and after that I haven't touched it. Steamkin I think is a better play here. Well, what's going on with it? Only for mobile? Who does that? Sort of take place during 2 and 3. What? Ah, honestly. Like, make a new game if you're gonna do that. Because, like, think Diablo's history. It's just, it was made. They're just reducing it to nothingness and destroying it. That's so sad. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm glad they got booed. They deserve to be. That's ridiculous. You don't do that to Diablo. Ah, that's so unfortunate. The Wizard's Lightning is good because we can cast Pyromancer with it, but we're stuck on 3 lands. But I think we do it to take out Tajik. And then that'll give the Lava Runner an extra point of power. We'll go to combat. Swing with everything so we get in for 5. That's brutal, man. That's so disappointing. Wow, oh no. Didn't a new expansion come out recently? For a while? Okay, so we did get the 4th land. We play Phoenix. I'm hoping that that's just enough for them to see the writing on the wall. But maybe they just like 2 for 1 or something to get rid of the Phoenix. Yeah, so there's the lava coil. That's too bad. Wasn't there one before this, like 3-4 years ago or something, that they said was the worst expansion? Was it the one with the panda? Or did that one end up being good? Okay, yeah. So we're in trouble here. We need to draw something. Experimental Frenzy. And then hope we just draw Burn off the top and can finish them off. Okay, this is not great by any stretch. It's worse. Oh man. What are they doing? I wonder how the that game that was meant to compete with Legends and Dota and all that, what was it called? I wonder how that game's doing. We are in trouble. We are in trouble. If we just draw air here, then we are done. If we respond to the trigger, I wonder if this will work. Okay, yeah, well. All right, so they don't get a mentor trigger off of that, which is nice. But Aurelia can just beat us to death if we don't get anything. Yeah, that's it. Here's the storm. I wonder how that's doing. What are they doing with the mechanics, though? Like changing how the characters fundamentally work? Oh, this is good. I think we've got it here. So do that. And then lightning strike off the top. I don't think they have anything to really combat this. Because we're just going to lightning strike them in the eye. I think the trigger still goes through, so I don't know if they're actually going to prevent anything here. Yeah, okay, we good. Wow, that draw off the top saved us. And that's why you don't attack with the Fanatical Firebrand. Class is gutted. Loot, dungeons, quality of content. Oh. That's disheartening, man. Especially after so much time being put in a game. I mean, again, that's why Diablo's like that for me. The amount of hours that I put into that game is just like kind of makes me want to cry. But at the same time was amazing. So, but that's what makes it so hard to see it just go into the gutter. Two lands, one drop, and a bunch of 2-drops. So we're on the play. This is decent, I guess, if our Steam can stay alive. So we'll see. Maybe if it's a slow matchup, this will work. Okay, we're going to combat, attack with the lava runner. So blue-white. Okay, so this is likely slow. So if they leave 2 mana up here, we've got to watch out for Essence Scatter and another tap land. So that's really good for us. So we play the Pyromancer. Then get the damage in, get the counter out. But we need lands now. Cool. We need a land off the top. Hello, hello, strangers. If you are there, say hello. We are in, I'm guessing, a blue-white control matchup of some sort. I think we shock. They only have 1 mana up. We'll put another counter on the steam can. Or we play that first, I think, and then maximize the value out of the shock. So we can, I think we saved the lightning strike. Okay, and they've conceded. All right, so I think we're getting a little better with this deck. Some of the things I've noted down here, look for Steam Can and Opening Hand. Be more careful when you cast Experimental Frenzy. Now that I haven't drawn in a while, but I think my reasoning, the particular play I'm thinking of was having that Demanding Dragon and Siege Gang Commander in hand and then playing the Experimental Frenzy so I couldn't actually cast them when I did hit my land, which I did. So I think I need to be a bit more strategic on when I cast it. And then watching the mana that Steamkin provides, and this is particularly important in tabletop, because it's all kept track of here, but you know, if I'm playing at tabletop, that is something that I need to really pay attention to. And then Experimental Frenzy was crucial in the mirror match. It really just seemed like whoever drew it first won. Okay, this is pretty good. We're on the draw once again, so I think we're pretty good here. Okay, so there's our third land. That's not too bad. We will have a wizard if it stays alive, which, I mean, an island, maybe we're up against mono blue tempo, or is it? But they'll probably opt here on my end step, and there it is. So the Electromancer, I think I want to Wizard's Lightning the Electromancer while I can. It's really important to their mana base. I think we do that. Not quite 2 instants or sorceries in the graveyard yet for the Lava Runner, but I'm hoping they don't have another Electromancer. But they're going to be drawing cards too. Another, okay, so they've played the tap land. All right, Experimental Frenzy isn't bad as long as we draw land. On turn 4, though, we're going to want to cast Phoenix. So we'll get Steamkin out. They're tapped out, so we don't really need to worry about much. and then hope we draw land. But they'll have mana open, likely, because they know we'll likely be on 4 mana, so they might keep a counterspell open for Rekindling Phoenix. Alright, so we don't hit our land. Let's see. If I play the Chain Whirler, it'll very likely draw counter hate if they have it. So I think I want to do that. Steamkin would probably do that as well, in all honesty. But I think I want one to get through, so. And maybe I should have done that post-combat. Okay, so more draw for my opponent. Good old Crackling Drake. Alright, so still no land. So I think what we can do is maybe attack with the Chain Whirler, and then if they block, we Lightning Strike the Crackling Drake, but they'll probably let it through. Because it's kind of an obvious play, I suppose, but maybe not. I don't know if they have a Spell Pierce, or maybe a Pump Spell, or Dive Down, that's good too. Okay. So that's a good way to eat the Chain Whirler. 4th land would be great. So we'll take 7. Another Chain Whirler. Oh, this is tough. Okay. Well, I mean, throw it out. We're at 3 mana, so. Get in. It's not like we're blocking. But we are definitely losing this race, especially if they have more instants and sorceries to cast. We need a land, I think, for the Phoenix to maybe buy us some time. I don't think there's any Phoenix in the graveyard. Yikes. Okay, so I don't know if we'll be able to come back from this one. Oh, okay, well, definitely not. And no 4th land, so I think that is all. We will gracefully concede. So weren't able to cast our Phoenix there. I think that maybe would have bought us a little more time, but ultimately, I don't know. Tough to deal with the Crackling Drake. And this is where the trouble where you're in these sort of single matchups where you can't sideboard, because I would take out the Shocks and put Lava Coil in, the treasure maps, really anything that allows me to draw. On the draw once again. Not that great. I don't know if I should have kept that one. Don't know if I should have kept that one on the stream that is specifically relating to mulligans and draws and optimizing them. But that's okay. Maybe it'll work out. burglar rat. Man, this feels like limited. I think we get rid of the firebrand. I do love being able... Oh, man, alive. Give me a land. Okay, we play that, and then we have the option of Wizard's Lightning. No attackers. Demir, okay, so that gives us a little more information. Like a distant thought erasure. Okay. Non-land card from it. Well, they're probably not going to take the Wizard's Lightning. They'll probably take the Demanding Dragons, so I don't think I need to cast it, in all honesty, in response. Although they may. I mean, I'm pretty far away from the Demanding Dragon. Okay, so they did end up taking the Wizard's Lightning. So I'm hoping that I draw a land here. And we do. So my opponent is expecting to get the Chain Whirler. All right, so we can attack, get in for 2, and then just hope we keep drawing lands. They're going to be at Nicol Bolas now, probably. Okay, Chupacabra. Fair enough. Another land. Okay, so that's good. So the question is, do we sacrifice the Firebrand to take out the Chupacabra? I think so. Every point of damage counts, so they're going to be at 5 mana. Maybe Doom Whisperer comes out, so they don't really care. Which is probably the case. And there it is. Okay, so we don't draw the land. I mean, we can attack with the Chain Whirler, and then if they block, they'll probably read that we have okay, so they didn't. I mean, they'll surveil, sure. But they're tapped out, so they can't do anything. Okay, so, I mean, maybe they just have another one. That's kind of why they don't care. But if we draw our 5th land, you to man, I don't know if you're like, wait, so you have earbuds in for Red Dead and then headphones over the earbuds? Man, that's intense. That's cool though, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here and supporting it. You got to get back on it, man, if you aren't. Okay, so that leaves 1 mana. I think I can get this Demanding Dragon out fairly safely. Oh, okay. PS4. All right. Where's your Xbox? Do you still have it? Or is it just rotting in a closet? Nice. So if we draw a lightning strike off the top, we're good. A wizard's lightning off the top, we're good. I think. Oh, okay, so that's not good. So now if we draw shock, it does open up that possibility. So now we have 3 outs. If we draw Frenzy, we can play that and then maybe draw a shock or a lightning strike off the top. That poor Xbox, man, that was just fated for exile. I think that was the trouble with buying, I don't know, I can't remember if you did or not, but buying them relatively around the same time. I mean, I can also just attack with both, and he can only block 1, so... Ah, yes, that is correct. Oh, that's a bad card for me. That's a really bad card for me. So... I mean, I have to attack with both here. And I think they would have to trade the Thief of Sanity, so I'm hoping that I can at least trade one of these creatures for it, because that's an insane card. Okay, so we're just waiting to peel some burn off the top. And if we don't, that would just be sad days. So they're just thought erasuring me to surveil and then pick up the disinformation campaign. And then drawing a card. I mean, I don't really think they could attack with the Doom Whisperer because of haste creatures. Okay, they are anyway. And there's the Experimental Frenzy, okay. So there's our land. Oh, and it's another land. That's brutal. That's harsh. Ugh. So they're hanging on. This is rough. But the Experimental Frenzy is one of the things, well, I mean, the ultimate thing would have just been burn, but... Okay, well, there's a shock, so we have it if they can't counter this. And they can't, so GG. Whew, that was close. And again, that is why Experimental Frenzy is a ridiculous card. All right, cool. We got a pack. Let's try and open a, we're working on a mythic rare here, so guilds, we're hoping for Arclight Phoenix, and that is not it. That is kind of underwhelming. But we got a vault. So I don't even know what this is. Ooh. All right. The vault is good. That's going to give us lots of goodies here. A mythic, rare, and then 2 rares. Okay, so we can finish the Is It Spells deck. Or no, we can't. Is that 1 mythic? Yeah, 1 mythic rare. So we can get 1 more Arclight Phoenix. And what else do we even need? Treasure map. Yeah, I think that's it. We need the treasure maps for mono red. Okay, so let's get the Arclight. One more. And then 2 rares. I don't think we need anything else in this. Take a quick look at the list. Oh, search for Ascanthus would be good. Would actually be really good. While that card is still in standard. Okay, I think we'll do that. Okay, got that. What am I doing here? Okay, we'll get a couple of those. I mean, we could do the treasure maps as well, but we want to finish the Is It Spells deck. That's the first one we actually set out to complete, so might as well do it. Okay, we got that. So put 1 in the sideboard, and then just take 1 out. And I think that's it. 1 more Arclight Phoenix. No, we're good. We have the Niv Mizzets. 2 there. We have the Beacon Bolts. Cool. Oh, got 16 in the sideboard. Gotta take 1 out. And then we need 1 more in the main deck. So 3 Crackling Drake. And then 4 Enigma Drake. Interesting. Okay, we have 4 Sulfur Falls, so that's good. That the land base is done. Electromancer is Chart a Course. Yeah, there are different iterations that play Discovery Dispersal. Some don't. This one plays Maximize Velocity. All right, and we'll finish it off with one more game in the mono red deck. Three lands. We have early removal if we need it. I think this is okay. I mean, we'd like to draw, I think a Chain Whirler would be a really good draw. Play that and pass the turn. I think we've only been on the plate maybe twice this entire time. And we get a Chain Whirler on the draw. That's pretty good. Oh, I should have went to combat first. That's something I have to take note of. So you want to give them the least amount of information possible. So I don't know. I probably would have taken, if I were him or her, I guess, I probably would have taken the Steamkin out. Okay, they have another Wizard's Lightning. So if they didn't, I think I would have taken out the Steamkin. So by him not taking out the Steamkin, that tells me that they had another burn spell in hand. So we can play the Chain Whirler. They probably don't have a Lightning Strike or Wizard's Lightning, but maybe they do. And they do, okay. The land is good. I think we just take out the Wizard's Lightning and then maybe save the shock. Actually, we can shock the Lava Runner and then save the Wizard's Lightning for maybe a Chain Whirler or something that comes out on their turn. Okay, tap land, Viashino Pyromancer, okay. So we're going to take 2. So I'm going to put a stop on their end step. Take out their Lava Runner. And then if we draw a land, we can play it. So we're not going to be able to play the Wizard's Lightning once we play Experimental Frenzy. But I think we cast it anyway. We get the land. If we had a Wizard in play, that would be ideal. If I decline, they draw 3 cards. I'll take the damage. Okay, so we get a land. I mean, they're at 19. We can play the Chain Whirler. We can play this Lightning Strike. If we hit a 1-drop, that'll be absolutely insane. And we don't, we hit land. Okay, so we got a body. If they risk factor, that tells me that they probably don't have great cards in their hand. But I mean, we have to let them draw. Or if they don't play the risk factor, Okay, we get a firebrand. That would have been great last turn. So the electrostatic field's a decent wall for them, so maybe we play the Wizard's Lightning and then sack the firebrand. To take it out. And then get in for 3 with the Chain Whirler. We have another Chain Whirler for next turn, so if they don't draw anything, we're in good shape. If I take this 4 damage, I'll be at 4. I'll take 4. Okay, so land, we just hope that it's not another land. The Lava Runner. Firebrand, so 3, 5, 7, this is 8 damage. A shock. Okay, this is absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe this card. Okay, so that's 3, 5, 7, 8 damage. And then we just gotta hope that they can't do anything. And they're doing the Your Go taunts. And they've conceded. Okay. That's ridiculous. I can't even believe that can happen. I just feel like I'm cheating. So that's why in the mirror, I feel like it's whoever draws that first essentially wins. Unless you just get a bad string of lands and then can't do anything. Okay. All right, man. Well, if you're listening, that's it for me. Thanks for chatting and being here. Really appreciate it. Elevate Your Craft's the channel name. Elevate Your Craft, all one word. That's the Facebook page. It's also the YouTube channel. The past couple streams, I've started off with some in-depth discussion on jump rope and the fundamentals. And then also I did an analysis of the midsection holds video that I released. Both were sort of progression videos. And I'll probably edit both of those and then release them as standalone, but they're actually quite good. I left the video on kind of loop so you can get a visual while I talk about whatever I talked about at the time. So check those out. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for you, and then if you end up popping on, I'll keep an eye out for that as well, and definitely get on there. But otherwise, the Facebook page has a lot of the singleton videos, shorter ones, things like that that really don't have much merit as kind of like a YouTube video. They're more clips, I would say. So you can check out that page for like simple demonstrations and whatnot. Otherwise, I think that is it for me now, and I will catch you guys later.